Hello everyone, thank you once more for joining me. Oh, my camera shakes a bit. So, clue, it's going to be Valentine's Day soon, and I thought we could make something for then. And I came across this brilliant idea on the internet. It is a happy Valentine's card, and it's in the shape of a wee flower with a wee bee. And if we take the bee off and we open our flower, I love you message is inside. So, how do we make our happy Valentine flower with a happy bee attached to it, if it will attach? We're going to need a little bit of equipment. So, what do we need? Well, first off, we're going to need a selection of paper. What I've done is I've started with a bit of scrap white paper. I'll tell you why soon. We need a bit of green for the leaf. We need a bit of black for the body of the bee. We need some yellow paper for the center of our flower and also for our bee. And then, of course, we're going to need the red paper for our flower. So, we also need some googly eyes. You can draw your own. I've made mine. I just made a lot and printed it all off together. We're going to need, if we're working with glue, a messy surface. We'll need some sticky tape. We need a glue stick. I don't think we'll need a stapler. We're going to need scissors. We're going to need a marker pen to draw our bee's eye and to draw the wings. We're going to need a skewer for the stem of our flower. We're also going to need a paper clip so that we can attach our bee. And then it would be handy to have a ruler. So, shall we make a start? There goes my glue. So the first thing I did was draw for myself a template for my heart flower, just because I'm funny like that. So what you do, you need to have a square. So if you fold your paper so that this edge is in line with this edge, and then you cut this off, you have a square piece of paper. So, just for the sake of speed, because I already had to pick up my glue, I'm just going to do it like this. You can cut it with your scissors if you want. Probably will be much neater. Right, to fold your flower, you open your page. You do this with your red card now. But because I'm going to show you how I drew my template, I'm just doing it with this scrap paper. So you fold your paper so you've got two diagonals. Then you turn your paper over so that the hill fold, as they call it, because it stands up like a hill, is on the top. Push it flat and fold it in half along the straight edges. Now, when you give it a little push, if you fold these two edges to meet each other, and then you squish it, you have a triangle. You fold your triangle in half, and now you use your pencil to draw a heart shape, just the round bit, or what they call the bow of the heart. And if you cut that out using your scissors, you end up, once you open it up again, you end up with that. And once you have this, because remember it's folded so that it looks like an X inside, you fold the straight folds towards each other and you push it flat, and that's your heart. You do this twice. You do it once with your red paper. Now, I've got my red paper folded, and I'm going to put my template on top of here, and I'm going to draw my heart shape. I could have folded it in half. Oh, it didn't draw so well on this side. But seeing as how I've got my template already, why bother? So let's cut this out. There I've got my heart-shaped flower. Now we have to do the same thing again with our yellow paper. And I have already, mind you, I haven't done the required fold in the middle, have I? Just fold it so that it will make a heart shape, and oh silly me, we'll just cut a heart shape out of here. You can make a small template if you want, or you can wing it freehand like I've done. You will have your little heart-shaped insert. Now this will have to match up with the inside of your flower. So make sure that it fits inside your flower. And all we need to do is use a little bit of our glue stick. Stick it on so that it stays inside in the middle where it needs to be. So then we use our pen to write our message. I heart you! Exclamation mark. And we can decorate with as many hearts as we like. If you want, you don't have to. You can make a different Be My Valentine message. So that is our flower complete. So we fold it up nicely, because that's the final shape we want, remember? See? The two straight edges fold towards each other, and then we pinch it flat. This is the tricky bit. So we've got our flower. Next we want to do our bee. Aha! And I have a happy little bee. So what have I done? I've drawn a bee shape for myself from my scrap paper. I've cut it out. I've placed it over my black card, and I've cut the body of the bee. I've cut a little heart shape for the wings. And my yellow card that I used for the center of my flower had bits left over, so I cut the stripes from there. Also cut out the eye. So let us assemble our bee. I've got my paper clip I need. I have my eye, I have my wings, which is a little heart, and I've drawn veins on it. And I have my 2 bits of yellow paper. So, using some scrap paper so I don't mess on my surface. Put some glue on here. Stick it on my bee. Second one. More haste, less speed. So I've stuck my bits of paper on my bee body. Cut off the bits that are in excess of requirement. Cut out the eye. That was a bit silly. I could have cut it out before now, couldn't I? And not wearing my glasses, so I can't see so well. Don't grow old. I know I go on about being old. I'm not really that old, but sometimes you're used to being able to do something, and one day you just can't anymore. And that breaks your heart, really. So some glue on my eye. I stick it in. And see these bits of red that came off when we were cutting out our heart? If we just cut a titsy little bit of it, we've got a smile for our bee. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. But I think having a friendly bee is kind of nice. So that's my bee so far. What I've done with this, you can see I've just drawn some veins on it to look like bees' wings. And I'm going to glue this onto the back of my bee. Somewhere here is good. There we go. That's one bee. Now the tricky bit. We have to put the paper clip on. The paper clip has to be behind our bee, and it has to point downwards. Otherwise our bee goes on upside down. That's no good. And this bit we have to sticky tape on, because I've not found any other good way of sticking the paper clip on that doesn't interfere. Only cover half of your paper clip. See? Light is not so good. I only covered the top half of my paper clip. So, I've got my bee completed. I've got my flower completed. I have cut from a bit of green card a leaf shape. So I have all the bits I now need to assemble my flower. Let's move all of this out of the way. So for my next trick, I need my skewer. And I stick the skewer onto my flower like that. Use some sticky tape for this and stick it quite securely. Because it has to stick on very strongly. So that's it, stuck on. Now I can put my leaf on, and I discovered it works best if we make a little snip just at the bottom there. A little snip so that it goes on either side of the stem. Can you see? Like that. And now we need another bit of sticky tape just to fasten that securely. And this can also be a little bit tricky, but if you wrap your sticky tape around your stem, that's you. And I love you. But when you give the flower, you don't want it open already. You want to hide the message. So you take your bee with your half of your paper clip being useful, and you pop it in the middle. And now you can give it to your Valentine to say, I love you. Hope you have fun making this one. You will have to think hard. You might need to re-watch this video a few times so that you can see exactly what I've done. But do have fun, and I would love to see what you've made. You can use any color paper, but red is the tradition for Valentine. So, thank you once more for watching. Have fun and post your pictures in the comments below. I'll see you next time. Bye bye now.